All right, so we've made it through all of the editing, the culling, and now it's time to start choosing the photos that we want to deliver. Now, there's a few ways that you could go about choosing what photos to deliver and what photos not to deliver. I'm just going to show you my easy method, and I just simply add a star to the photo. Now, to do this, all I do is I just click on the photo that I want, and I hit the number 1 on the keyboard, and that selects that photo as a 1 star. Now, I knew that I wanted to deliver this particular photo, but what I need to do is actually review my images, and that's where the compare view comes in. So I'm going to click the compare view icon down here and give ON1 a little bit of time to think. So now I'm going to start over from the beginning, and I'm just going to click on the next photo, hold shift, and click on these 3 images. What's going to happen is ON1's going to put all 3 of the images up on screen. It's moving a little slow for me because I'm doing the screen recording at the same time. And now what I need to do is choose out of the 3 photos, which one do I want to deliver, or which ones do I want to deliver. And I personally think that this photo is pretty good to deliver. So I'll hit the number 1 on that photo, and then I'll click on this other photo at the end here. And I think that this is good to deliver. I'm not overly concerned about this one here in the middle, so I won't worry about that. Now I'll click to the next series of photos, and I usually like to look at 3 photos at a time. And when you start to get to landscape photos, like what I have here in front of me, it gets a little bit more complicated. And you can see I didn't even adjust the crop on getting rid of those line or those hazards, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how I select what I'm going to deliver. And then this is also my opportunity to do those final checks to say, okay, on the photos that I'm delivering, did I get rid of the crop of what I want? So this photo, he just looks a little lost. I'm not going to worry about it. Doesn't look engaged. This photo, he does look engaged. So I'm going to hit the number 1 on that photo and move on to the next one, because this one, I could deliver it. I think that, for the sake of delivery purposes, I'll work with that. These 2 are similar, so I'm going to put these 2 up on screen. And I honestly think that the last one here is the better image. So I'm just going to hit the number 1 and select this. Some people would call this the second culling, and, however you want to look at it. But this is essentially me choosing out of all the photos that I've just gone through the editing process, which ones do I want to give to the client now? And so I continue this process all the way until I get through the images. And so I'm going to do this and then fast forward to the end, so that way you can see how many images I decided to deliver to the client based off of what I've done. Okay, so now that I've completed the delivery culling, then what I'm going to do is click on the browse feature here. And this time I'm just going to hit the little 1 star. Now you'll see that we went from 70 photos to 44 photos total. Based off of the contract that you get or the agreement that you make with your client, make sure that you're delivering the right amount of photos. I personally promised 30 photos of action shots, particularly for the bike race and the location that I was assigned to the client. I wasn't the only photographer out. There were other photographers in different locations, but where I was given an assignment to be, I said, hey, I can guarantee you 30 photos, because whenever you're photographing moving subjects, what I found is it is sometimes hard to get in sharp or in focus images or sharp images. So I always undercut it. And, that could cause me issues with my contract, or maybe I get a lower dollar amount. But what I have found is when I say that I'll offer you a lesser amount than what I think I can get, because I was really thinking maybe I'll be able to deliver about 50 to 60 good images. So I just cut that in half and said, hey, I can give you 30. So now I'm going to be able to deliver a little bit more. What I noticed, however, in my delivery package is I don't have as many landscape orientation photos as I do portrait. And that was just based off of where I was and the lens I was using as the action was coming in, making, I guess, creative decisions of how do I capture the image of an individual riding a bike up a hill, going into a left turn. That's what was going through my head. If you got questions about event or sports-based photography where you're on the track or in the action, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll share what I've learned over the years of shooting events and working with clients. But 44 is good, and I'm going to deliver this. So with that, we're going to move on to exporting these images so we can get them ready for delivery.